Welcome back everyone to another video. Chidorichu here with another simplified meta guide at your convenience. Now this cup is going to be the Ferocious Cup this month of November. It's going to be consisting of 125 plus selected land-based mammals and reptiles inspired by the beasts who rule the land. So when Silk Road first announced this, it was 2- and 4-legged animals. They were going to be no starters, no grass, nothing flying. But now that we have a defined group, it's going to be in the species roster QR code below. It's also going to be in PV Poke right here, so you guys can take a look of all the rankings and what's going to be good. Definitely check it out. This cup's going to be the most expensive. It's also going to be really difficult to kind of get the understanding of it, because normally we have a typing cup that we've been doing throughout the past cups, but now this is more like, I guess, Pokemon that are defined by their traits instead of their typing. So that's why this meta guide is going to be based off the 125 plus selected Pokemon, with what's going to be relative to the meta that people are going to be using. So in PV Poke, Umbreon's going to be number 1. He's the king of the Ferocious Cup. So a lot of people are going to be running it. Definitely the last resort one. If you guys can't get one, definitely hit up your community, ask your friends. You definitely want to try to get one. It's definitely a good future investment. Umbreon is super bulky. He does neutral damage to most of the cup, and Last Resort is really good against the Mirror Match and a lot of other Pokemon. Especially if you're against a Charmer, you want the Last Resort. The Dark Pulse ain't gonna do too much, or the Foul Play too. But definitely, the Darks are gonna be very good. You also can try out Alolan Eradicate if you can't get your hands on Umbreon. He definitely does perform pretty well. And then with Darks being at the top, you're going to need a Charmer on your team to counter the Dark types. Since there are no fighting Pokemon in this cup, not many Pokemon besides Ursaring and Donphan have counter, but they're not going to be stabbed. So definitely a Charmer is going to be good. Charmers do a lot of damage to the Pokemon that aren't even Dark. Like, it does good against Electrics, the waters, definitely not the anti-charmers. You definitely don't want to face it, but I'll get to that in a bit. So lower Ninetales is gonna be at the top, using Psyshock and Ice Beam. Definitely want to get a good IV one, power it up. Definitely, finally time to shine Alolan Ninetales. I've had one of my, it was a long time ago. Tempest or something cup that I've had Alolan Ninetales powered up with a double charge move. So definitely time to shine, time to use it. Very excited to use Alolan Ninetales in this cup. The funny thing is, with Charmers, you need anti-Charmers too. If you don't have an anti-Charmer, then what if your opponent runs a double Charmer team? Then you're gonna get charmed down. And that ain't charming. So, anti-Charmers, Nidoqueen, Skuntank, and Nidoking with poison type attacks is gonna do a lot of super effective damage to the Charmers. Definitely, Nidoqueen is a solid contender, I would say. She's very bulky. She's also very good against the electric types, so you definitely can wall electric types. You don't need to shield at all on electric moves. Having that ground typing is really useful. So I have Nidoqueen in my team, doing really well in my test practices. Definitely going to be a solid contender for this cup. And then you're going to need water type Pokemon to do to fight against the ground. Nidoqueen, Nidoking, and Skuntank takes a lot of damage from water attacks too. So water types are going to be pretty dominant in this cup too. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be double water teams, just because water does a lot of neutral damage in this cup as well. Nothing is resisted by water. Vaporeon, you can either run the variant of Aqua Tail and Hydro Pump, or maybe Aqua Tail and Last Resort. Definitely either one works really good. I definitely liking the Aqua Tail and Last Resort one. Aqua Tail is very spammy. It's very funny that Bidoof is really good in this cup, surprisingly. He is normal in water, so that Hyper Fang is going to do a lot of good stab damage. And Water Gun Surf, definitely very powerful, and you get to it really quick. And the highest cost for Stardust costs is Suicune with 100k Stardust, 100 candy. So if you guys caught a lot on Suicune Day, you definitely want to get one powered up and get a second charge move running Bubble Beam and Hydro Pump. It's kind of like the little Marowak of this cup. If you guys can bait up a shield with Bubble Beam, it's looking really good for you. And you also lower your opponent's attacks, so it's kind of win-win. But you don't want them to shield your Hydro Pump. If you get shielded on a Hydro Pump, it feels really bad. Like you wasted a lot of energy. Not looking good. They're just gonna probably farm you down, throw some charge moves at you. So definitely practice with Suicune. May not be for everyone. Definitely a lot of high skill level play. And then electric types are gonna be pretty good in this cup. They're gonna be really good against the water types, so you definitely need to counter the water types. Raichu Legacy, Thundershock. Then you want to run Wild Charge and Brick Break. Definitely gonna be good. Brick Break is good against dark types with the fighting type move. Definitely very spammy with Raichu. But if you want little bulk, surprisingly Minun, the little mouse, is good. He's very bulky with Spark, Discharge, and Thunderbolt. Discharge as the bait, and then Thunderbolt as a hard-hitting thunder attack. Definitely good. In some shielding scenarios, Minun can beat Umbreon, so Minun is really good in this cup, I would say. I have one powered up. Definitely very costly. So if you want to get a good IV one in high CP, you definitely want to try to find one. I found one with pretty decent, I think it was 4, 11, 15 IVs at like 1400 CP, so I got pretty lucky. I powered it up, powered a second move. Costed 100k or so. Wasn't bad. I'm definitely happy with the investment. So that basically consists of the Ferocious Cup. Not too complicated. Might have been complicated if you guys didn't find a simplified meta guide like mine. This so there are some wildcard flex picks that I put on the side. They are going to be good. So Ninetales, you can have the Legacy, or you can have the one with Psyshock and Solar Beam. Definitely have a lot of coverage. Definitely a lot of play. Regular Ninetales beats the Lonely Ninetales with Fire Spin, Flamethrower. And then if you have Psyshock, you can cover the Anti-Charmers. So definitely a lot of coverage. Lowland Sandslash, very spammy with Powder Snow and Ice Punch. And then Lanoon is really good here, surprisingly. He is a very costly normal Pokemon to power up, but 10k for a second charge move. Definitely really good. Grass Knot and Dig is the way to go. If you guys want a really solid hard counter, Lyron is good against the Charmers. You don't have to shield any of their attacks, and you resist it really well. And then you can just throw Body Slam on the second Pokemon that comes out after you knock out the Charmers. Then I would say Donphan is probably the best generalist with Counter, Heavy Slam, Play Rough, or Earthquake, depending what you need for your coverage. If you want Earthquake for a solid closer, definitely Donphan with Counter and Earthquake. If you want to cover double Charmers, if you're scared of the Charmers, definitely get Heavy Slam on your moveset. And if you want to just take out Umbreon, you can do Play Rough. Counter and Play Rough would really put Umbreon on the ropes. So weakness chart down here, Dark takes out Anti-Charmers, Anti-Charmers take out Charmers, Water beats Ground, Ground beats Electric, Electric beats Water, Water and Dark can go both ways, either depending on shielding scenarios. And then anti-charmers beat electric. So with this simplified meta guide, it's not that complicated. I broke it down as best as I can with the typings, the weakness chart, and some extra flex picks for you. So I hope you found this guide helpful. If you did, ding the notification bell and subscribe to my social media, and I'll see you in the next video, trainers. Goodbye!